what's weighing on your mind. The sun's going up, get ready for the shine. Everywhere that you turn, your future's looking bright. Hey sister, oh, hey brother, don't ever give up the dreams inside your head. Keep moving on up with every single breath, 'cause the world needs to see the you that's truly you. Hey brother, oh, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. I know, I know, I know, I feel it in my bones. Yeah, the best, oh the best is yet to come. Hey future, I believe we're heading for the day where the work that was done will finally make a way to the hope that we have for all. That's why we say, hey future, oh, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.
Dive into Xperia Ocean Journey in Sevierville. And now before November, locals in Sevier, Blount, Knox, Cocke, and Jefferson counties receive buy one, get one free tickets. Just use code BOGO at XperiaUpClose.com. That's XPERIA UpClose.com.
Have you ever been there yet? I have not been there yet, but I've seen videos on it, and it looks absolutely amazing. So check them out. Xperia Ocean Journey. You don't need to go to the ocean to experience the ocean. All right, not bad, right? Good morning, Julie, Eva, Denise. How are you this morning? We got Rhonda and Heidi, Dwayne, Carol, Jerry, Jerry as well. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you this morning? It is Tuesday, October 14th. And are you enjoying this beautiful weather pattern? Hopefully so. Now, I know we're trending above average, and well, that's going to be the story all week long, but at least it's bringing us some nice, quiet weather. Let's take you back outside, show you what it looks like. From Anakeesta, that's Gatlinburg on the right-hand side, Smoky Mountain National Park on the left-hand side, and not a cloud in the sky to get the day started. And yesterday, we actually had temperatures climbing back into the mid to upper 70s and low 80s. Well, low 70s for Crossville, then upper 70s in Knoxville, 78, 81 in Chattanooga yesterday. Zero rain, no records, but definitely trending well above average. So here's what we're talking about. Okay, it's going to be a wash, rinse, repeat forecast all the way through the week. Temperatures will continue to stay above average. Rain chances, null and void. But as we get into the upcoming weekend, we're talking about a cold front that's going to spill in some showers and thunderstorms. So let me show you the big picture. Let's start off big. The synoptic scale of where all these storms are. We've got our low pressure system moving its way out into the Atlantic. Remember, that was the one that was that coastal low. High pressure is dominating the weather pattern all the way from Nebraska to Chicago down to the down to the Gulf. And then a big old low pressure is digging across the West Coast. Look at that, baby. That's going to be our trough. That's going to be swinging its way into our area as we get into the upcoming weekend. We'll show you the evolution of that here in a moment. This is what it looks like over the next 2 days. Now, there's something I want to point out here. Notice our surface high pressure is drifting away all the way from southern Canada down into the Great Lakes. As that happens, actually Thursday, that's going to draw in some slightly drier air. So I think dew points drop a little bit on Thursday. Temperatures don't change much. We may drop those air temperatures down just a couple of degrees. So a weak little backdoor cold front coming on through. It's not going to do much except bring us a little bit of drier air. This morning, it feels great outside. Enjoy it. Maybe a light jacket if you're going to be outside for an extended amount of time. We're at 53 degrees. We're going to be warming nicely back to near 70 by noon, and our goal today is going to be back into the upper 70s. Elaine says, sky photos this morning are on the app. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Thanks, Elaine. I appreciate you. Can't wait to share them. I looked at a couple already before we got to work with the broadcast. So temperatures this afternoon are back in the mid to upper 70s to low 80s. Gorgeous weather on the way. If you have evening plans here tonight, ball games, practices, outdoor events, grilling, or just want to take a nice little neighborhood walk, which is what I did yesterday evening with the dogs, it just felt good to be outside. Who wants to be inside when it's like this nice out? Especially as we get, sunrise and sundown. Sunrise a little bit chilly, sundown feels amazing. All right, so our rain chances are null and void all the way through Friday. Saturday, I've added a 20%, likely not to get much until late Saturday. So I think Saturday could potentially be the best day of the weekend because the cold front's a little bit on the delayed side. So I think Saturday night into early Sunday morning. So that 60% chance on Sunday is probably first thing in the morning. But the cold front continues to be a little bit more delayed. So if the cold front doesn't actually come through until Sunday afternoon, it's likely to spark off a few more afternoon showers and storms. So the point of the story is I think Sunday we have a better chance of being wet and seeing the storms versus what we will experience on Saturday. Now, sometimes these tend to speed up, so we'll keep you posted on that. It's only Tuesday. We've got plenty of time. So let's show you the upper level pattern and the surface cold front, okay? That's not the upper level pattern. That is actually the surface pattern. I don't know why it says upper level pattern because I switched the graphic this morning, but here comes our cold front Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. It's still off to our west. Sunday morning, it's starting to push its way into East Tennessee. But notice our rain is going to be heavier back to our west, over into west and middle Tennessee, Mississippi, Kentucky, Ohio. Now, what you're looking at is the GFS, the American model for surface rainfall accumulations. So you can't take deterministic models to heart. Got to look at the ensembles, but it does appear that we could potentially see some decent amount of rain. And we have a drought starting to creep its way back into the Southern Valley, so we don't need that to take shape as we continue through the fall months. Severe weather risk. This is for Saturday. This is now day number 5 from the Storm Prediction Center, and they issue these risk levels multiple days out. So that is likely, as we get in within 3 days, that will likely be, I would guess that's probably a marginal and a slight risk for severe storms. I don't think it's probably going to be much more than that, but we'll see what the Storm Prediction Center does, and I'll pass that information along each and every day. So from now through Thursday, we are rain-free. A dome of delight, if you will. The big blue bubble of no trouble. I'm talking high pressure. High pressure brings sinking air. You can't get rising air when high pressure is bringing strong enough sinking air to keep the rising air from forming. Now, we saw enough rising air to get into the low levels of the atmosphere yesterday to produce those fair weather cumulus clouds. That's likely going to be the case again throughout the day today. Now, from now through Saturday, notice the rain chances will start to increase a little bit, mainly to our west, and then Saturday night, Sunday into Monday, it swings its way through. The Weather Prediction Center is actually predicting anywhere from about a half an inch to over an inch and a quarter. So the potential is there to see some decent amount of rain. And we'll fine-tune this as we get closer. Elevated rain chances at the end of the 7-day, and they may stay a little bit more elevated back to our west above and beyond that 7-day forecast. Speaking of which, let's talk about that 7-day. Here, we're going to stay above average. Saturday is going to be a warm and breezy day. Okay, so the wind's going to be kicking up, and it's going to help to bring us that southerly flow, which is ultimately going to boost our temperatures into the low 80s. And then Sunday, Monday, those temperatures come back down behind the cold front. Well, during the cold front and then back behind the cold front. Look at Monday morning. We're going to be down into the upper 40s with high temperatures right around 70. That's going to feel amazing. A little dip in those temperatures back to those seasonal averages, but it may not last too terribly long because another ridge starts to build back in, and we may see above average temperatures once again. I don't know if you saw it on social media, but here is the latest forecast this week. Well, this is where we currently stand for fall foliage. Starting to get a little peak of colors across the Smoky Mountains, but the forecast for the rest of this week is expected to pop those colors a little bit more. So I think within the next week to week and a half, that is going to be your time to get up into the mountains of East Tennessee to check out some of the fall colors. And if you do get those pictures, please pass along. Share them with the East Tennessee Weather app under the Submit Photos, and you can share easily to the app. We share those photos every morning on the broadcast, and then we also post those on social media as well. So you can be debuted and highlighted with your beautiful fall photos, or any photo for that matter. We want you to share them with me. All right, there we go. It's so nice to be outside right now. Even this morning, it feels pretty darn nice. All right, good morning, Lisa. How are you this morning? Hey, Chris, my apologies. Just came into my brain. You got to text me multiple times. I know you do. You're never bothering me, bud. I will try to get that done today. Some voiceover work for you. All right. Anyways, happy Tuesday, Beverly. Oh, hey. It's Taco Tuesday. Remember, last week was National Taco Tuesday. Now we're just back to the traditional Taco Tuesday. Sturgeon Fest is looking good for Saturday. It's until 3, so hopefully no rain until after that. Where is Sturgeon Fest, Felicia? Douglas Lake? Maybe Loudon Lake. Lake Loudon, anyways. Cody, what's up, my friend? How are you? Your work hours have changed a little bit. Oh, boo. It's like watching, live sports. It's never fun to watch recorded sports after the fact, right? Great sleeping weather, Elaine. Absolutely. And we have missed you. Congratulations to you and Rachel. Congratulations to you and Rachel. What did I miss? I don't know, Mel. I don't know. When you talk for a living, sometimes the talk doesn't talk, right? Sometimes I can walk the walk and talk the talk, and sometimes I can't. All right, let's get to work with those national holidays, shall we? Get out and check out those fall colors and send me some of your beautiful views. And again, it'll be really cool to start seeing this camera change. We'll really start to see those fall colors thanks to this awesome camera there up on top of Anakista. All right, so today is the 14th. I reset that. I don't know why I did that. Today is the 14th. All right.
Welcome to October 13th.
So we're celebrating birthdays and events, of course. We got the Sturgeon Fest going on. What else do I have going on? I feel like I have something else going on. Got a website meeting today. Woo! Yay! It's a good thing. We're going to be changing things up a little bit. It's at Seven Island Birding Park. Nice. I was just talking about that the other day because I was talking to a friend who we know several friends that do bird watching, which I don't really get, but a lot of people do it. We got a lot of bird watchers in here, and Seven Islands Birding Park is a great place to be able to do so. You can actually release a baby sturgeon into the French Broad River. Nice. Oh, you got married. Well, happy marriage. The beginning of the end. I kid, Cody. These are going to be the best and hardest days of your life. And if you plan on having kids, it just gets harder. Cheers to you. More coffee. Did the pour over coffee this morning. Actually, I've got a pralines and cream coffee that we got down at in Townsend at the Bear. Somebody help me on this one. Oh, Janelle, somebody. Bear, oh shoot, I'm blanking on the name. There's a restaurant, there's a hotel there, Bear something. If I had the coffee in front of me, I'd be able to tell you. It's got a label on it. Anyways, all right, so it's National Real Sugar Day. All right, I like real sugar, but I do use monk fruit sugar a lot to sweeten things up and not get the calories, plus it's low glycemic. I am hypoglycemic. So every once in a while I have to watch myself. If I get a little shaky, if I haven't eaten for a while, just pop a little. You got to pop in some real sugar, right? It's National Dessert Day. Seems to go hand in hand with National Real Sugar Day. What's your favorite dessert? Throw it in the chat. My favorite dessert. Ooh, that's like a loaded question, isn't it? My favorite dessert probably. I don't know. I go back and forth. I do like ice cream. I love pineapple upside down cake. Let's see. I love creme brulee. I love key lime pie. I love Indian pudding. Rice pudding. I like those little Crunch Bar Pops, ice cream bars. You know, that like it's an ice cream bar with chocolate and it's got the little crunchies on the outside. Those are good. I just ate breakfast before the show. I never eat breakfast this early in the morning, but my kid was going to waste a bunch of breakfast. I was like, don't waste that. I will eat that. Anyways, that has nothing to do with dessert, but it's Be Bald and Be Free Day. Big shout out to all the bald men and women out there. I am not far away. It's all a deception. AI. Actually, I'm really bald, but I wear a wig every day. No, I don't do that either. But I don't know. All right, so those are your national weather, national holidays. Anyways, let's talk about some weather events across the country, shall we? We'll take you all the way back to 1989. What were you doing in 1989? Thunderstorms produced severe weather over Michigan during the morning hours, over New York State and Connecticut during the afternoon hours. There were 2 tornadoes that were spawned and large hail being reported, including 70 reports of damaging winds in the state of New York. In 1988, 40 cities in the eastern U.S. reported record low temperatures. Elkins, West Virginia, was the cold spot of the nation with a record low of 18 degrees above zero. In 1987, 16 cities, mostly in the Appalachian region, that would be us, reported record low temperatures for this date. 43 degrees at Lake Charles, Louisiana, 35 in Augusta, Georgia, and 27 in Asheville, North Carolina. We have not had our first freeze or frost yet. Clearly, it's been too warm. In 1984, dense fog contributed to a 118 vehicle accident on I-94 just south of Milwaukee. 1984. It's happened before. In 1981, 4 days of heavy rain across Texas and Oklahoma came to an end, producing over 26 inches of rainfall. In 1965, heavy rain across the coast of Florida. In 24 hours, the rain produced over 20 inches of rainfall, with 25 inches actually at Fort Lauderdale. And in 1957, floodwaters roared through the migrant labor camp near the town of Picacho, Arizona. I don't think I've ever heard of that town before. Flooding 50 cabins and dozens nearby homes. 250 migrant workers lost their shelters. The month was one of the wettest Octobers in Arizona history. And now let's talk about national history. In 1997, the soundtrack film Casablanca was released for the first time. That was 1997. In 1987, Jessica McClure, 18 months old, fell down an abandoned well in Midland, Texas. The rescue took 58 hours. I do remember that one. Do you remember that one? Making the news? Big national news, right? They were broadcasting every day from there. In 1975, I say every day. It was like 2.5 days. In 1975, Rock and Roll All Night was released by Kiss. Where's Buck? Is Buck on here this morning? I think I saw Buck on here this morning. There we go. That's right at Buck's alley. In 1964, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was awarded the Nobel Prize for his nonviolent resistance to racial prejudice, in America. He was the youngest person to receive the award. In 1947, over Rogers Dry Lake in Southern California, pilot Chuck Yeager flew the Bell X-1 rocket plane and became the first person to break the sound barrier. Maybe they should make a movie like that. The Sound of Barrier. Instead of The Sound of Music. Sorry about that. In 1933, Nazi Germany announced that it would be withdrawing from the League of Nations. And in 1926, the book Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne, I don't know how to say their last name, made its debut. Winnie the Pooh, 1926. That's crazy, right? I think that's pretty crazy. Let's show you what it looks like from downtown Clinton, Anderson County. Big shout out to Anderson County this morning. It's a beautiful morning. Look at that. Plenty of sunshine is on the way. It's going to be so nice. All right, going through those desserts. Dancing Bear, Aaron, thank you so much. Dancing Bear Coffee. I love their coffee. It's good. It's your last day of being 47 years old. Welcome to the party, Christy. And happy early birthday. Join us tomorrow. We'll wish you a happy birthday. But we'll wish you an early happy birthday this morning. How you feeling about this whole 48 years old thing? You feeling okay about it? We're already on the downhill slide to 50 anyway, so I'm right there with you, my friend. How did we get to be 48 years old? I have no idea. It is, yeah, at least I'm not going to spill it this morning, hopefully. I had to go, I had something yesterday. I had to go talk to Bearden High School yesterday. And it was great. Talked to the marketing class. Fantastic conversation. It was funny, though. I don't know if you saw it on social media, but I actually posted something on social saying, listen, when I walked in the classroom, and it's been a long time since I've been into a high school, and I've never been into Bearden High School. And I walked in to the teacher, and I was like, okay, so how much time do I have to talk? And she goes, well, the class doesn't get over until X amount of time. So I looked at the clock, and I was like, that's an hour and a half. She goes, well, you don't have to talk for an hour and a half. Most people just talk for 20 minutes and ask a couple questions and move out. I said, oh, okay, I can do this. No problem. I ended up talking for the entire hour and a half. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. She goes, no, it was great. And all the kids, well, they pulled out their cell phones. I don't know how many actually really downloaded the app, but I think many downloaded the app, which was great because I think we got to get these kids to understand. And that's what I said yesterday too. Is like, sometimes kids, high schoolers don't get it. College, really not really paying attention to the weather a whole lot. It's not really until you get a career, have a family, that weather all of a sudden starts playing a bigger role in your life. Now, it plays a role in our lives every day, obviously, but as kids just don't care, do they? Smoky Mountains are beautiful, but Clinch Mountain is as beautiful. I would agree with you on that one. Good morning, Chris. Big congratulations to Cody. You're welcome, buddy. We're excited for you. You all got Dancing Bear. Good job. Good job. No, not Apple Valley, Dancing Bear, but great. Okay, let's go to desserts, right? I know it's delayed, but the chat's delayed. That's just the way it is. Denise says cheesecake. I'm with you on cheesecake, too. I love me some cheesecake. Chocolate pie, I'll pass on the chocolate pie, but I know a lot of people like chocolate pie, Elaine. Strawberry, rhubarb, or cinnamon ice cream. Mel, I think we're best friends. I think we're officially best friends. Literally my favorite. I don't know why I didn't even say that. Literally, that is my favorite in the entire world for my entire life. I used to always get a strawberry rhubarb pie. My grandfather used to make it, but I used to eat it. And I don't like cake. So a lot of times for birthdays, I'd get pineapple upside down cake, which I do like, or strawberry rhubarb. But cinnamon ice cream, and if you've been with me long enough on this platform, we've talked about this. Cinnamon ice cream is hands down the best ice cream in the world. You can make it yourself. Get a really good vanilla ice cream. Good vanilla. And you're going to have to dump a lot of cinnamon. Way more than, probably 2 or 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. Depending on how much you're making, of course. You want it to look very dark and cinnamony because that's the best, I think. Then you got to just stir it and stir it and stir it and stir it and get it all mixed up. And it is to die for. You're not picking on dessert. You just like them all. You're going to give me a break for roasting me now? You can roast me anytime you want. Pumpkin pie or apple pie with cinnamon ice cream. There we go. I've actually never had apple pie with cinnamon ice cream or pumpkin pie with cinnamon ice cream, but I can't imagine that it wouldn't be good. Apple pie with ice cream. There we go. Banana pudding or peach cobbler is good. Banana pudding is fantastic. Banana split cake. I don't think I've ever had a banana split cake, Sharon. In 1989, I was in kindergarten. You just little baby. You'll catch me one day. You're on your way to high school. In 1989, I was in 8th grade, 8th grade. So there's that. 1989, starting your senior year of high school. So you are just a few years older than me, old dog. Good morning, Pam. How are you this morning? Banana split upside down in a cup of the bomb. And a cup is the bomb, I should say. Let's get a grandbaby from Cody. We need an East Tennessee weather baby. Cody, you're going to be, well, not the first. Not the first East Tennessee weather baby. That was Krista and Jesse. On this date, Brandon takes a break from roasting Mike. Right, that's no fun. Oh, today's Charlie Kirk's birthday, huh? What's the forecast for November 2nd? Boy, you're wanting me to go all the way that far out? Don't believe we can. But I'll take a sneak peek. I'll show you. We can go into a couple things, see if this model goes all the way out to November 2nd. Nope. The models don't even go out that far. Mine go all the way to October 30th. Which some models are advertising some Maybe some stormier weather. Turn 55 on 10/5. Nice. That's what my wife said. I said, I don't think the kids probably complained. They got to sit there and, half the kids are sitting there going, and you always get a couple of kids that will always ask the questions, answer the questions. I do, Beverly. Sorry about that. I am a talker. I've always been a talker. I'll talk to anybody. Now, the caveat to that is I will talk to anybody and do anything on my terms. When I'm asked to do something, sometimes I get nervous. Isn't that weird? I don't know why. I used to get really nervous to stand up and talk to big groups, but now I MC a lot of events, and now it doesn't bother me. You'll have to try the viral apple pie encased cheesecake. Oh, Chris, are you making this? Tell me you're going to make this. Nice picture, by the way. Now, listen, I'm your best friend. Lemon pie, anything lemon. All right, I'm with you on that one, Kimberly. Yes, anything lemon. I'm 100% with you on that one. Oh, cheesecake encased apple pie. I need this recipe. In 1989, you were 12. If you ain't first, you're last. That's true. I brought you a fish named Michael. What? What are you talking about? All right, let's go to some pictures. All right, I've gotten through the chat. Let's go to some photos. I think we've got a couple photos to share with you this morning. Elaine says she dropped one in here. And she sure did. Here we go. Elaine is always out doing the moon. How about that, Elaine? That is so awesome. That is great. She says, morning moonshine over Maryville. That's a great one. Aaron, Sand Key Lighthouse at sunset. Here's a Sand Key Lighthouse at sunset. That's gorgeous. And he captured it right where the sun is at the top of the lighthouse. And the boat's over on the left-hand side. Is that not just beautiful? That is gorgeous. And Lisa had a little friend. Had a little friend show up. Probably gonna be sideways. We're gonna work on your photos there, Lisa, to get them, shoot them sideways for TV purposes. Then you can cut it down if you shoot it far enough. See you, buddy. Never say I'll be right back. You know what that is. We've seen too many scary movies, right? Never say I'll be right back. Let's see. I think I got a couple photos to share with you from the school, from the class. I believe I do. I do. So here is from yesterday. Here we go. Here are the kiddos I talked to. Bearden High School, sophomores, juniors, and seniors right there. Remember being a senior, sophomore? Here's one of the teachers. Great to get out there and talk all things marketing, which is funny because I am not a professional marketer. I am learning how to market because it's not. And that's what I told the kids. She asked if one little piece of advice, what would you give these kids? And I said, whoa, that's a loaded question. But I would say just understand that your career path may change. As I explained to them, my career path changed. Hence, now I'm doing weather, which I never intended to do weather. I tried to get out 7 times. And now I own my own weather company. Go figure, right? So I said, never give up, persevere. When you get in your career, try everything that you can. Learn your career, not just your specific job, but the career itself. I was going to the TV. I had to learn everything. Why? Because it's only going to make you that much more marketable, more understanding of how the environment works. And I said, just keep moving on because life does not stop. All right, my friends, the music's there. We're going to wrap things up here this morning. It is now 7:58. I sure hope you have a great day today. We're going to leave you with a live view in downtown Gatlinburg this morning as we wrap up the show. Have a great day. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Life is short. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to all East Tennessee weather platforms. Download the East Tennessee weather app. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like and share on social media. Really helps things out. Sure hope you have a great day. See you back here tomorrow.
chest, burning my soul, but it fights with my heartbeat. There's an effort that you made that wasn't enough. There's a figure in the mirror that's giving it up. And it's you. Oh, it's you. There's a barbed wire man with a concrete soul and a dream just to fly free. There's a spray can sitting, it could light up the show if you gave it to me. This army of sinners forgot to fight for a cause, while the visionaries run a race that's already lost. And it's you. Oh, it's you. It's you. Oh, it's you. There's a schoolboy standing up in front of an army, shoes in the mud and the wet paint, twists and turns up the alley, just like it should. So you color